What's up guys, BriarRabbit here. I have got a gameplay here from the PS3 using the DualShock 4 again. So I'm really enjoying this DualShock 4 controller. I know I've talked a lot about it, but I really like it. I really like the thumbsticks. The new thumbsticks are very comfortable. It took a little bit of getting used to, but I like the new throw distance for them, and I like the resistance that the springs inside them have. I really enjoy them. The triggers and the bumpers are taking a little bit of getting used to. I find that I still have to think a little bit about throwing a grenade just to position my thumb right. It's not instinctual like it is currently on the Xbox 360, but that's just a muscle memory thing. That'll come with time. I really like this controller so far. I'm really looking forward to getting the Xbox One controller to see if I like it as much. That's not going to be what this video is about, though. What this video is going to be about is the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So I have found that I am getting really excited for the consoles to release. We're really getting close now, especially with the PlayStation 4. I already have the controller in my hands, and I just can't wait to get my hands on these things. But I also don't want to get my hopes up too high, because I've been there before. I've been there for many console launches in the past. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Dreamcast, PlayStation, you name it, I've been there for them. And without a doubt, you always go home, you boot the thing up, you get it going, you play the first batch of games, and you think to yourself, well, it looks better, but is it really that much better than the last generation? And usually this is just because there is not a whole lot of software at launch. And I think that this generation in particular, we're going to feel that even more than in the past. Now, Call of Duty fans, we're super lucky because we're getting a brand new Call of Duty game kind of in at the same time as the release of these new consoles. And a lot of us will play Call of Duty for the entire year. I know I will. I really enjoy it. So, we're a little bit lucky, but I remember the last console releases, the Xbox 360 specifically comes to mind. I remember bringing that thing home and being just like wowed by the HD graphics of just the dashboard. It was the first time I'd seen any kind of video game graphics in HD, and I was hooking it up to an old HD CRT TV, but it was just like, whoa, this thing is, it's really amazing graphics. But then I started playing some of the games I had brought home. I brought home Perfect Dark Zero, which was a highly anticipated title. And to be honest with you, it was very disappointing. I also brought home COD 2, Call of Duty 2, and that game was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's not at all the same type of game as what the COD series has become with Modern Warfare and the subsequent releases, but I really enjoyed the single player in that game, and I really had a lot of fun. So that kind of saved the day for the Xbox 360 launch for me. But there were a couple of other games that came out at launch. Again, they just weren't that good. Gun comes to mind. It was a port of the Xbox version, and it was just poor. It was, it was fine as a game, but it just did not look like a next generation game at all, because really it wasn't. So there's a little bit of managing expectations that's kind of got to happen here, and you kind of got to be prepared for it. Otherwise, you might be a little bit disappointed once you bring these things home. System software is also going to be constantly updated. The PlayStation 4 comes to mind in this regard because we've already heard on day one we're going to get the big 1.5 patch that we're going to have to download, and we know that we're going to be waiting for USB chat support for the PlayStation 4 and a couple of other features. So the console that we get day one is not going to be basically a feature-complete console if you compare it to the one that is being sold in Christmas of 2014, for example. So all this stuff, it'll be really exciting to get this thing home and to be at the store buying it and to open it up and to hook it up to your TV for the first time. But then a couple of days in, once you realize, well, these games, they're not that different from what I was playing on the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360. They're not that different because the developers haven't really had a whole lot of time to develop for these new systems. I think the software we see in the next 18 months or 2.5 years, then we're going to start seeing the real differences between the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, or the PS3 and the PS4. But up till that point, what we're basically looking at are ports from last generation consoles, or basically rush jobs. People who tried to get a game out for launch, they didn't know what the final hardware was going to be till very late in their development cycle. They didn't know you know, a lot of the stuff about the new consoles until late in their development cycle. So they had to, you know, they had to cut corners to make sure that everything was going to work, everything was going to fit, and you're not going to get those amazing titles that you're going to see in a couple of years' time for the Xbox One and the PS4. There's also the issue of all these services that'll come with these new boxes. I remember when I first brought home the Xbox 360 on launch day, and I hooked it up and I said, well, what do they got for like other stuff, right? Like, I know it can download video off the network. I wanted to see what kind of trailers they had. Well, they had a couple of game trailers there, and one of them was for Lost Planet. I must have watched that Lost Planet trailer, I don't know, 10 times. I was so excited for that game because it just looked so cool in that trailer. When I got the game, I liked it. I was a little underwhelmed. That trailer just made it look so good, right? It was hard to compete with the level of awesome that was in that trailer. But I assume that we're going to see some of that happen with the PS4 and the Xbox One, as well as some of the stuff that is coming soon. We'll see trailers for, we'll see ads for, but we won't be getting it right away. And it'll make us really salivate for that new stuff, that new fresh Xbox One and PlayStation 4 software that we know is going to come, but it's just not ready yet. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about today. I know it's a little of a weird topic, but just try and manage your expectations a little bit here. Everybody is super excited to get these new consoles, but remember, we're dealing with first generation software here. It's not going to be as impressive as what we're going to see in the subsequent generations. So that's that. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys want to see more, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.